Welcome to the Bitchin' Siblings Podcast.
Welcome back, everyone, to this week's of This or That. It's Ginny and Amy.
What's up, everybody?
So I have kind of a theme. It's weekend activities.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I'll jump right in. Would you rather read books or listen to a podcast? And keep in mind, this is weekend related.
Podcast.
Absolutely. Actually, no, on a weekend, I'm going to read my books because all of my podcasts, actually, I listen to during the week. So
I just prefer to listen to podcasts anymore because I can do stuff while I'm listening and I don't have to to pay attention. Whereas when I'm reading, I like to have no distractions, and I very rarely have time to just sit and read and not have distractions.
That's fair. That's totally fair. Cook food or order in?
Cook food.
I'm torn because I don't want to spend the money to order in because I'm cheap. But at the same time, I am very, very lazy, especially on the weekends. I do not want to do anything. Like yesterday, I went to the grocery store and my husband cleaned while I was at the grocery store.
Well, I mean, let's put it this way. There are days where I would definitely rather order in than cook. But I actually really like to cook because I have 4 garbage disposals. So I have rarely made something that they don't like. And it's gotten to the point where 2 of them have moved out to go to college. 1 migrated back home. But they're always asking for the recipes. Because I try to find easy things to make because it's not like cooking is difficult or hard. But I really just don't have time to do these 17-step recipes. So I like to find easy 20 to 40-minute meals. And they're so easy that now that they've gone off to college and they're out on their own, they're like, oh, I want to make that recipe. And I love that. I love that I can find something that's different and unique, easy, quick. Everybody likes it, but it's also something I can teach to them. So they're not just making mac and cheese and top ramen and grilled cheese sandwiches the second they move out of the house.
That's totally fair. I get that. All right. Wake up early or wake up late?
Wake up early.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. I would rather sleep in every single day.
I mean, in theory, I would love to sleep in, but 1, I can't. By 8 o'clock, I'm wide awake. And 2, if I do sleep in by chance for whatever reason, I cannot sleep that night. So it totally throws off my sleep schedule. And then I'm tired for 2 or 3 days. So it's just not worth it.
Yesterday, I took a 3-hour nap.
I can't do that.
I also had taken a pain pill. So, there's that. It knocks me out.
Yeah.
Go to sleep early or go to sleep late?
Early.
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 I'm right there with you. Seriously, if there was the absolute perfect job for me, it would be to sleep and just have people study me while I'm sleeping.
They do have sleep studies.
They do, but I wouldn't be able to make a living.
That's true.
So if there's anybody out there that would like to pay me a living to just study me while I'm sleeping, I'm down for it. So there's that. Alone time or family time? On the
family
weekend.
Time.
On the weekend.
Family time. Oh, on the weekend. I mean, that's a 50-50. It depends on the weekend. And it also depends on the week. If it's been a really busy week where I really haven't seen anybody because we've just been running around 17 different directions, obviously I want family time. But if it's kind of a calmer week where everybody's home and I see everybody, I would prefer some alone time. So it really just depends.
That's totally fair. Here's the upside with not having any family. It's just me and my husband.
Yeah.
So no joke, we generally spend one day where we are apart and we watch our own things and we do our own things. And then one day on the weekend where we watch things together.
Mm.
So I get both.
Yeah.
Learn a new dish or a new skill.
Dish.
Why?
Because I already know how to do a lot of things that I don't have time for. So why learn how to do something else and then have to try to find time to do that if I enjoy, you know what I mean? Like I
That's
have
fair.
to cook every day. Well, I don't have to cook, but I mean, we have to eat every day. So I feel like I would be able to, and I feel like cooking a new dish progresses my skill of cooking. So it's kind of one and the same.
That's fair. I'm going to learn a new skill because everything I've ever learned has been like really cool.
Mm-hmm.
At my last job, I learned how to clean carburetors.
Mm-hmm.
And now I can rebuild a carburetor if I ever should need to. Not that I ever will, but I can. So I think it's, I love the idea of having that knowledge.
I have very little patience. So most skills, like grandma and Aunt Sherry and everybody, they all try to teach me how to sew, cross stitch, or anything. Like I get 2 minutes in and I'm like, all right, I'm done. Like I don't have the patience. If I'm a very, I don't want to say instant gratification because I do like working for things, but I don't, no, I don't have the patience to learn something new. And if it takes too long to learn it or to like master it, it's not worth my time.
So if it makes you feel any better, Bill, for Christmas 13 years ago, bought me the stuff to make, like, to crochet. I taught myself how to crochet. I started making a blanket. 13 years later, I'm halfway done with it.
Woohoo! See, I would have given up about 5 minutes after I took everything out of the package. I would have read the directions and gotten through like the first 2 steps and like, this is too much. And I would have just put it back and I would have been done.
So I read the directions and I still had to have his mom teach me because I'm like, every time I try to follow these directions, it looks like I'm making one big ball of a knot.
Yep. So, nope. I would have given up. I would have been like, this isn't working. And it'll stress me out to the point where I no longer enjoy it. So it's just like a fucking like chore. So no.
That's fair.
Absolutely not. No.
That's
I'd rather learn a new dish. And I do that often. I find recipes and I will too. And then I have them rate on a scale of 1 to 10. You know, like, do we like it? Do we not like it? Should we make, you know? So.
All right. We only have 3 left.
Woohoo!
All right. Do chores or declutter?
Do chores.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because I'm the queen of clutter. I have a hard time getting rid of things. This came from my mother, who here's the thing. My house is clean, but I have stacks of papers all over the house, all very important papers. And I say that very sarcastically, but I have a difficult time separating because I know the second I throw away that piece of paper, I'm going to fucking need it tomorrow.
So do you have a filing cabinet?
I do not.
You should have a filing cabinet and that way you can put them away.
Yeah, but then I would have to get another filing cabinet when that one filled up. And then I'd have a house full of filing cabinets. So at least if I leave it on the counter and in visual view, I'd have to eventually go through it and organize it and make it look pretty. Whereas if I put it into a filing cabinet, I would, until it got full, I would never tackle that project. And then it would be a huge project.
I can't with you. I'm gonna declutter because I don't like clutter. I would rather, like, my podcasting room overwhelms me every time I come in here because it's cluttered and I can't get past the overwhelmedness when I walk in to declutter it yet.
So see, that's so funny because I am a very anxious person, but having a house that is decluttered perfectly would stress me out. I need to have some chaos. Like controlled chaos. I need to have some. Like when my house is super clean, because it does, I mean, I do that often, but like, well, not often, I guess every couple of months, my house is like spotless, you know. My house is clean in the sense that it's disinfected, but doesn't necessarily mean everything is put away. You know what I mean? So, but having everything perfectly pristine and clean, that would stress me out because then the second there's a drop of dirt or whatever, I'd freak out. So I've learned to live with a very specific set of controlled chaos that isn't too much to stress me out, but isn't too clean to stress me out.
That's fair. That's fair. I get that. All right. Again, keep in mind, this is weekend. Workout or relax?
Relax.
This is also how you know that we're
fat?
I wasn't going to go quite there, but no joke, I find it ridiculous that the BMI index not only says that I'm fat, but like flat out says I'm obese.
Same here.
What does it say for your height you should weigh?
Between 108 and 112 pounds.
Mine says I should weigh 95 pounds.
Mm-hmm. I haven't weighed 112 pounds, I think, since before my boobs grew in.
I remember my sophomore year, I was 108 pounds. That's the most I weighed in high school.
And that was when they were forcing you to eat, right? Because you needed to gain weight?
No,
that was your senior year.
Yeah, that was my senior year. Sophomore year, I was stressed because of grandma. So I had put on some weight. But it wasn't, it was not fat at all. Because my sophomore year, I was in weightlifting for my PE credit.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the only reason I weighed 108. And even then, I was pissed because I couldn't donate blood because I wasn't 110 pounds.
Uh-huh. The smallest I've ever been was right after I had my first son, and my ex-husband and I went through our first split up. I obviously was super stressed, and I lost a ton of weight. You came down, and I was I think maybe 115 pounds. And
I force fed you pork chops and applesauce.
That's the thinnest I've ever been. I normally sit between 120 and 130. That is not what I am now, but that's, for the longest time, I fluctuated between 120 and 130.
See, and if I went by what I felt was healthy, I'd probably be sitting right around 120, which I'd still be overweight for my height.
Oh, well, so would I. I'd be 8 pounds overweight, but I wouldn't be obese. I would just be right at that, just slightly over the green mark. But yeah, I'm considered obese, and I don't think I am. I mean, I could definitely afford to lose some weight, but
exactly,
I would not call myself obese.
Yeah, exactly.
But according to those BMI metrics, I am.
Exactly.
At my wedding, I was considered overweight based off of those metrics.
I don't even remember what I weighed at my wedding. And I felt like I looked good at my wedding.
You looked great.
But I definitely was nowhere near the 95 pounds. I want to say I was probably 130.
Oh, yeah, but you had curves. You looked good.
Mm-hmm. And in that dress,
perfect.
those my hips were the perfect, oh, man.
Yeah, you had the perfect hourglass.
Yeah, I did. Well, if only I could get that part back.
Right, I know. What I wouldn't give to go back to the days that I thought I was fat.
Right. All right, final one. Again, weekend activities. Movie marathon or TV series binge watching?
TV series binge watching.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you binging now? Or what would you like to be binging if you had time?
I don't know that I have anything in particular. I just feel like TV shows at most are an hour long. So I feel like I get impatient and I want to move. I got to go to the bathroom. I got to do this. And if it was a movie, that's so long to sit at one time. So in between episodes, I could pause, or I could go do this, or I could get up and I could, you know what I mean? I don't know.
That's fair.
Plus, there's more TV series that I want to watch now than movies. I don't, again, we don't have cable, so I don't really see any commercials for movies anymore. So unless, apparently there's a new Guardians of the Galaxy movie out. Didn't even know it, but my kid went.
Didn't?
No.
I'm surprised you haven't heard the hype around it, though.
No, because that's just, I mean, but I do see, obviously, when I'm on TV on Hulu looking at a TV series, I see all these other TV series that I'm like, oh, I've been wanting to watch that or whatever. So I have a whole list of TV series. I need to finish The Crown. I have not started Modern Family yet, which is on my list. The Good Place is on my list. Haven't started it yet.
Which, by the way, I feel like that one should be your next one because it's a short one. You can get through it pretty quick.
Right. But I mean, again, these are all ones, but I have some that I haven't even started that I want to watch. And then I have some that I've started watching, but I haven't watched in so long because I don't have time, that I need to finish those before I start another one. So I don't have time for movies. I can't even get through a TV series, let alone a movie marathon.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
What about you?
I'm going to go with binge watching TV just because, like you said, I feel like there's more TV that I'm behind on, quote unquote, than movies. And even then, if I do a movie marathon, it's going to be a couple days. It's going to be like a Harry Potter movie marathon.
Harry Potter, Back to the Future.
Which, by the way, you're the one that sent me the thing about the new
I
Back to
did
the
see
Future,
that. Yes,
right?
I did get the preview for the new Back to the Future. So I don't know how that popped up on my stuff, but I did. Yeah, there's apparently a new Back to the Future movie coming.
I did not know about that. I don't know if I've told Bill about that yet because I don't know if he's seen that. But yeah. I saw that. You're the one that sent it to me, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is crazy."
I know. But I've done that with our kids before. Like during the Christmas break a couple of years ago, back when like the weather was really shitty. It was like snowing really hard. We couldn't really do anything. We all had the day off, and like we were like, "Oh, let's do a Harry Potter movie." You know, granted, we didn't get through all of it because one day is not enough to go through all the Harry Potter movies. But we all got comfortable on the floor. We popped popcorn. We had snacks or whatever, and we watched the movies. That's fun when it's a whole family event. But like if it's just me or my husband and we're just chilling, like I would rather just watch a TV show.
That's fair. That's totally fair. Well, that's all I've got. So just a reminder, shoot us an email with any this or that suggestions you have. Jenny and Amy podcast at gmail.com. That's GINNYANDAMY podcast at gmail.com.
You can also reach us on Instagram at Bitching Siblings Podcast. And Amy, we got a new one.
We do.
What's the new one?
So the new one, we have
us?
A voicemail where you can drop us a voicemail, and we can actually play your voicemails online. That phone number is 785-538-9128.
If you leave us a voicemail and don't want us to use your name, please specify or just don't provide it. And know that we will play mostly the voicemail in the entirety. We do not obviously we do not cut out curse words, so have fun.
Do what you got to do.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.